Hi everybody, Father Peter here. It's Friday morning, it is raining outside, and this is my weekly video blog, and today is a big day because I got two studs with me here. I got Nick Ranieri and Max Thorsheim joining me here. Just a few words about these guys and what they're up to, and I want to let you speak with them in a moment. But here's what's really on my mind. Just to say this, you know, we talk about ourselves as a church, the ecclesia, the gathering where Christ is caught and taught. And both Max and Nick basically, at some level, grew up in this church where they've caught and been taught by the community about the life of Jesus and about what it means to be a Christian. And just to say how excited we are that they're both interning here this summer and actually making a real difference in our life together. So, to begin with here in our fireside chat, where there is no fire besides the fact that it's been hot out lately, I wonder if I might start with you, Nick, just saying a little bit about what you're doing here this summer, and then right on to Max, a little bit about what you guys are up to, and then we're gonna keep rolling here.
Yeah, well, I talk to yeah, so I'm working as the communications intern. So recently, what I've been doing is I've been sending a few emails about just like Realm, kind of that software, and updating that, and then I'm gonna move into video making and helping Megan and Rob with editing and just stuff that like needs to be done.
Max?
Yep. I don't have as much of a role here as Nick does this summer, just because I'm not around. Nick's a college kid already, but I'm going to be just every other week or so stopping in, helping out with some manual labor with Ed, and just helping keep the grounds, things like that. Just helping with little odd jobs, keep the parish office running smoothly.
Also want to say
natural.
That, when I drove up yesterday, I had a moment of, I think it was yesterday, of great joy because there was Max on the side of the garage with his goggles on, power washing the garage in preparation for it. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, making this place really pure and happy here for our neighbors and for us here. So, okay, so you guys grew up. I've got here my water bottle here, Episcopal Church. You may see the youth group. The youth group logo here. You guys both grew up in the youth group. I wonder if you might just say a word. I remember you're preaching here, Nick. Just a word to each of you guys about youth group and mission trips and the impact of that on your life.
Yeah, I delivered a sermon 2 years ago.
So 2 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago, yeah.
Awesome.
About kind of what the church means to me, and I talked about how I grew up here, and then I stopped going, and there was kind of this weird period of time, and just something felt off, and so I came back to the church, and I kind of just felt more of like a warmth, more of like the family of the church. And even recently, coming back here to do this internship, I felt that same feeling. And this has always kind of been a place for me where like everyone here, I either know them or they know me, and so there's always somebody to talk to, and like some of my best friends go to this church, so it's definitely meant a lot to me.
And I would say in terms of the youth group, I've grown up sort of being in the Christmas pageant, and I had my first communion here, had confirmation here, Sunday school was a lot of fun. But I go to boarding school. I'm a high schooler living away from home majority of the year. So I would say that the majority of my participation in the youth group is through the mission trips, and whether that's going all the way to New Mexico or just to Philadelphia for a week to help out, that's definitely been a character building experience for sure.
Yeah, and your most recent trip to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Also, I just have to say, given your past role here of moving a lot of furniture, you've moved a lot of furniture in your day also.
Yeah, I think
so we only have a certain amount of time before the people on the other end get bored. So just naming and claiming the truth of that. But I wonder, as we just finish up here, whether or not you'd just like to say to any degree that you can, and you feel free sharing anything about the movement of God in your life or Jesus in your life, or however you might characterize that.
Oh man, I need to think about that.
I'd say most recently, or I'm not very vocal about the ways that I see God, and don't really, can't really articulate myself too well that way. But I would definitely say that through nature, especially in the summertime, is when I feel the most spiritual activity, and just feel the biggest calling, I guess you could say, in my life to do some good, and I definitely feel God the most in the summer, I would say.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. have something. This actually happened fairly recently, but just a few days ago, after a summer of like not going to the church at all because I was doing the Shakespeare thing, I was busy like every single day. I was kind of just feeling like down. I was feeling very stressed, and I ended up going to the church. And it was Sunday. It was probably around like 4 or 5, and nobody was there. So I just walked around because the doors are open. I just walked around, and I went like into the actual church. I got down. I prayed. And it kind of just felt like very relieving. Like I think you have those moments where like after a long time of just not doing that because of like life and college and all that getting in the way, you kind of take time to just like exist for a little bit, and that was like a very relieving feeling. It was definitely like a very good feeling to just be able to have like silence where I was really the only one there.
Yeah, I just reiterate a little bit of what Nick said here. The church is open for prayer and for quietude, and there's nothing more beautiful than an empty church that has just bathed in prayer for generations, and so that is a great place of respite for the soul. So as we finish up here, you know, there's no question that the world is full of bad news, and this is a place of good news, the good news of Jesus and the good news of life in the community, and it's made incarnate in these two guys who are about as good a human being as you can find anywhere. And I just want to say that this is a community of love, and it's a community of love in Christ, and together we're really doing it. And God bless you, and happy weekend, and take care. See you again next week.